Hello! This is a video that I just wanted to make to first off say thank you so much for ordering some Seint makeup to try through me, and I just hope that I can support you in learning about the makeup and knowing how to apply it and what each component is, where to put it, and all that. So again, thank you so much. I'm going to start by kind of showing you today my palette and how it's put together. You can rearrange your palette, and it's going to depend on which one you got and what size it is, but you're going to arrange it to what suits you and how you use your makeup. So here we go. This is my palette. This is the 12 palette. This is what I have just my 3D foundation colors in. So you can see my top layer, I've got contour right here, Bella bronzer, and my main highlight and my brightening highlight. Down here I have an illuminator and the Vanilla Dust setting powder that I occasionally use. And then in my lower level, I've got lip and cheek colors. This is just an eye tile for cleaning off your eye shadow brush between color application, and that's an old eliminator that I have. So I do need to kind of clean up and reorganize my palette, but you get the idea. You will take everything out. It all comes individual in little tins like this. And then you'll slide these open and you can pop them out and put them into the magnetic palette, okay? So as you can see, today I already did my eyeshadows because what you are learning to do primarily is your 3D foundation. So I'm going to walk you through how to apply those today. You can apply your eyeshadows how you normally would and what you normally like. And let me know if you want any tutorials or any videos explaining how I do my eyeshadow in different ways to apply it. Okay, so with me, I have my palette that you just saw. I have a contour that I'm going to use today that's not in my palette. I do have another setting powder that I like to use. And I've got a beauty blender or perfector sponge. I've already wet it for this to use. If you don't have one of these, you do not have to have one. I do recommend them so you can get them any place. But you wet that entirely, get it wet, and then you squeeze it out so that it's just damp. And then I have my two favorite brushes that I like to use for applying the 3D foundation. The first here is the detail brush, and I really like this one. This is what I use to apply my contour. It's nice and compact. It really gets product in a nice tight line because it's narrow, okay? And I can also use just even the side of this to contour my nose here. You'll see that. And then this end is smaller, which is a nice detail brush. You could use this for some overall the whole eyelid eyeshadow application if you want. But it's also nice because it can go in and like color correct with your brightening highlight any blemishes that you might have. And it also is good because you can use it to get into the inner corner. And then this is the 3D brush. So it's it's still pretty compact and soft, but it's a little bit bigger on the end, you can see. And this is what I like to use to apply my main highlight color, which is kind of your main foundation shade, and even the brightening highlight for like your concealer or brightening under your eyes. And then I can also come in with this more pointed end to apply that brightening highlight under the eyes. Okay. And then I use this to also blend everything kind of together. So I'm going to show you how I use a brush application today. You've also seen me do videos on Instagram or Facebook where I have just kind of dotted or drawn lines with the different kinds of makeup on my face so you can see everywhere it gets put. The idea is that you have one layer. So you're not doing the main foundation over the entire face first and then adding more layers. The idea is that you can get contour and shape and dimension to your face with just one layer. So we're not adding just a lot of makeup. My makeup never feels heavy, ever. I cannot tell by the feel that I have makeup on my face with this cream foundation. So a little goes a long way. And it's always wise to start with less. You can always add more if you need to. But another one quick thing that I want to mention before I get started to showing you how to apply is that you need to contact me if you feel like the colors ended up not quite right and it's not blending well. So meaning that once you apply it, your skin tone is not evened out. Okay, and I can help you troubleshoot, or if we need to adjust shades, we can do that. All right, so to start off, I like to begin with my contour. So I'm gonna dip in to, this is Astoria, and it's a nice warm shade. I'm gonna take this detail brush. You do not have to have this one, just a reminder, but you can, again, you can tap in with your finger and you can place it. Again, less is more to begin with. You do need to see it. So the people, those that I've kind of done some color matching with and had them already applied and showed them how to do it. I've had a few of them because it can look scary, but it's going to blend out beautifully. So I'm going to tap in there and I'm just going to come along my forehead, and I go ahead and just kind of blend, as you can see, as I do that. So I'll put it on and then I'll blend up toward my hairline. And this immediately, especially since you can see as I'm blending it, adds that dimension already to my forehead. And then I'm going to come in again. I'm kind of just tapping in, and I'm coming back here just on and kind of below my cheekbone. I can feel my cheekbone right here. So it comes up right onto it a little bit, but mostly below it. Okay, and it doesn't come any further in than the outer corner of my eye. There are ways you can apply your contour different to create kind of a different shape to your face if you want to make it look thinner or if you want to make it look fuller, because of course we're all shaped different. Coming over here doing the same thing. And when you can see I kind of make some circular motions. I'm not pushing in hard, okay? I'm going up. And then I come in along my jaw. Because another place we want where natural shadow is along our jaw, and I pull that down. Okay? You can do all of this with your fingers. It's different than any type of makeup you've used before by doing only one layer of contour like this. So if you're used to using like a CC cream just to get yourself that's like a tinted moisturizer to get yourself some color. Obviously this is going to be different, or if you've just used like a overall liquid foundation, this will be different. It's much more concentrated, and it just takes a little bit of practice. So don't get scared and don't feel like if the first time you don't love the or it just feels different for you to put it on, because it took me a few times to get used to it, but I absolutely love it, obviously. So now I'm going to go in with this 3D brush, and this is my main highlight, which is kind of like my foundation color. Again, I'm just tapping in, and then I'm going to stipple it on and kind of blend. And I'm going in just below where my contour was on my forehead and blending that out and across. Now I'm going to come in, again, just tap lightly, stipple it on, and blend. You can see I'm using very little, but as I go, it's taking, for me, I have redness, it's taking away that redness and just evening out my skin tone. I'm very light-handed, so I'm stippling, and I do use some circular blending motions, but I'm very light-handed. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit on the top of my nose, even though I'm going to come back in here for me. I'm going to come back in here with that brightener highlight, but I do have some redness on my nose. So I like, my main highlight has redness kind of correcting in it. I use this shade June, and we have multiple shades that do that. I already had put my brightening highlight under my eyes earlier as I was applying that, so I'm just making sure that that's blended. Okay, so now I'm going to tap in. I'm using this end, but I'm going to tap into my brightening highlight, which is kind of like your concealer. And this is, I can add a little bit right here, and then down my nose, and a little bit above here. And then I'm just going to kind of blend that. Okay, and now last is when we apply our blush and lip and cheeks. They are also lip and cheek. So this is a color Saffron that I often use, and the color Nude. Nude looks beautiful on all skin tones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap into Nude right here, and I'm going to just put some dots of Nude right above that contour. And again, I'm not coming in too far. And then I can take my 3D brush again and just kind of blend that in. This particular lip and cheek color is nice and creamy. It doesn't take hardly anything to put color on your skin. Oh, especially if you're fair like me. But this color Saffron is more tacky, so I have to get it on there, but obviously there's a lot of pigmentation here, so I use hardly any. Okay, so now for me, I'm going to take my wet Perfector sponge, and I'm just tapping. And remember, it's not, I shouldn't say wet, it's damp. And this, if there's an area you had excess and didn't blend very well, it'll blend that for you. Otherwise, the job it's doing is setting that makeup on your skin. Okay, and I take the corner end and go into my inner eye. All right, so, and then last, if you are a person that gets oily, this is when I go in with a setting powder, because I get oily in my T-zone. If you're dry, this foundation, because it's cream, will be very moisturizing for your skin, but you would not need a setting powder most likely. So now at this point, I would just take a peek and decide, like, do I have everything blended the way I want? Do I like it? Which I'm happy with what I can see. You can see, like, if you look, there is dimension to my face, and it's super light. Again, I can barely feel, I can't feel that they have foundation on. I'm going to go ahead now and come in and use my lip and cheeks. I put a little bit of saffron on. Another thing you can do with your, and I don't like it this bright. And obviously different colors are going to look a little different on all of us because we have different pigmentation. But I like to mute it out a little bit with Nude on top. Plus the Nude is a little creamier, and I like my lips to be really hydrated. Okay, so it's hard to do this in a phone, but you get the idea. So if you're not really a lipstick person, obviously you don't have to worry about that. But if you like to have color in your lips, that's how you would end it. So I hope that makes sense. Again, you're going to pop everything into your palette, and it's just going to take a little practice. So follow the video, watch it over and over if you need to. You can use this video to pause and follow my instructions and apply. And let me know if you have any questions. I want you to be happy with your product as much as I love it. So anyways, have a great day and thank you so much.